Hey, folks, it's me, Kevin Tinkin, reminding you once again, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Eddie Pepitone. If you want exclusive stand-up clips from the man and videos of this podcast today comes out, plus a couple of little shout-outs with videos on there. If you're subscribed to the YouTube, thank you. If you're not, go over there and do that right now. And if you're not subscribed to this podcast, go wherever you listen to podcasts and do that. But now, let's get into the show. Folks, welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside. And now I'm sitting next to the man. He has a goatee, folks. He's handsome. He's witty. He's a little tired. Give it up for Eddie Pepitone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Apocalypse, now the podcast with no upside. And we are here again in the studio. And I am here with the great Kevin Tinkin. Kevin, how are you?
Great. I'm living large. I got a Coke Zero. I'm feeling footloose and fancy free.
Ooh, that's a brutal beverage. I feel like I just had a little sip of it out in the ante room there.
Mm-hmm. The ante chamber.
Yeah, where our aunts are. Hello, hello, Aunt Lena.
Hey, you want some pimento loaf?
Pimento loaf. I had an aunt who would squeeze my cheeks so fucking hard, Italian, and she would just grab my cheeks in between her thumb and index finger.
Ooh.
And, you know, it was a thing of love, but it hurt me.
I thought that was just like a trope. I didn't know anybody actually did that.
No, a trope is a transformer.
It's
It's one of those machines that are built. Anyway, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you. It's good to be good to have you back. And second
episode back. It feels good to be in the studio. My God, I was just riffing with my phone. You know, riffing with my phone, suffering from bronchitis and trying to be funny.
By
myself. You know?
Yeah.
And then I did a couple of, I also did that podcast which was very lazy of me, and I think I was high, where I was walking around this club called the White Room in Worcester.
Yeah.
Worcester. And, I was just recording people. They didn't even know I was recording them.
Yeah. I had fun editing that one. I was sifting for some gold in there.
I noticed there has not been one comment about that, which is never a good sign. There's not one comment. But, I try to get some interesting stuff on there.
Well, we put out an episode, and
that's all that counts.
That's all that counts. Yeah, sure, it was heavy breathing and, but we put it out. We have not missed a week.
We have not, right?
Haven't missed a week. 82 weeks.
How many?
82.
Whoa, folks, you try putting out a thing.
Yeah, you try it.
Try putting out a thing, and not even a podcast, but a thing for 82 weeks. Try doing this. Just put out a pie on a windowsill. 82 straight weeks. Mm-hmm. You are not going to be able... I'm serious.
Yeah. Especially if you live next to me, I would appreciate that. A pie a week.
For 82, or just try putting out for 82 weeks.
Yeah, this podcast is for my wife.
My wife.
My wife.
How is the fam?
They're doing good. My son is he's taking 3 AP classes in
What's
high school.
An AP class?
It's a college or like a college credit class you can take in high school.
Oh, okay. So that's like an advanced. He must be a pretty good student.
He's an amazing student. He's
all right. You're just being a proud dad.
I am. Well,
I'll be the judge. I want this kid. I have an exam I would give him, and it's not anything to do with that crap that schools do. I would just be asking him, how would you survive during the apocalypse? That's the test of intelligence. And then I would put him in a simulated apocalyptical scenario. I mean, it may... What's his name again?
Will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But go ahead. So he's taking some college courses.
He's doing that. Dude, he's such a good... Like, we had a 4-day weekend. And so
I know, Labor Day, huh?
On Friday, or Thursday, get home, And we do Taco Bell at the end of every week. That's like their if they're still getting
Well,
good
that
grades,
sounds like a punishment, but go ahead.
oh, they love it.
They do. The
oh,
kids love it.
My son, he wants the freeze. He wants the Mountain Dew Baja Blast freeze and a beefy 5-layer burrito. And if he doesn't get it, he's like, I did good all week. What the heck? And I'm like, can we maybe go somewhere else? He's like, it's Taco Bell Friday.
Oh, wow. They like it there.
Yeah. So it's a big deal. But when we got home, he started doing his homework. I'm like, buddy, you got 4 days to do that homework. He goes, I want to make sure I get it out of the way.
Wow.
So,
Now that is a good kid.
yeah. So my wife's a teacher. So
My wife.
Yeah, she's a teacher, so I think he gets it from her. But yeah, and my
oh, okay. Is she more the disciplinarian than you? Or are you good at?
I'm good. I mean, I'm probably a better dad than I am at anything else.
That's nice.
I'll pat myself on the back, but luckily we don't have to do too much discipline or whatever. Like I had to spank my daughter when she was fairly young. I spanked her once, and she looked at me like "fuck you." Like there was
How old was she?
She was probably 5, and I spanked her, and she just gave me an eye. And it was like, I looked at my wife, I'm like, well, I don't think that's going to work because it did not stop her at all. It was just, it kind of steeled her. So that was literally the only time I've ever had to spank him or anything, but we haven't had to ground him or
My father used to hit me with a belt.
Yeah, my dad too.
Really? I think that's basically assault.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to do that.
But they used to put that in parenting books and stuff.
They would not.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to. I mean,
scared the shit out of
the rule of
I'm
thumb.
gonna get the belt.
Yeah,
he used to say, and I would be like, "Oh God, here we go."
What would you get in trouble for the most?
Oh God, I everything.
Yeah.
I think mostly it would be peeing on his bed when I was in my 20s.
I didn't mean to. Well, you grew up, with a man at the end of his rope, which,
You're referring to the fact that my dad hung himself.
No, he did not. I would do that. I'd have a better pun. No, I grew up with a little bit of that desperation, but my mom would always tell my dad, spank him, go get the belt, Jim. And then
go get the belt, Jim.
But she would never do it. She would try. I remember when I was older, she tried to hit me and I grabbed her hands and she goes, you let me go. I'm going to call the cops.
Let me ask you this because I've never been a father. Having a kid, did it give you more insight into your parents' behavior? Like, for instance, a belt.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, there's I remember telling people that are, going to be parents or have kids or whatever, are you disciplining the kid for you or are you disciplining the kid for them?
Yeah.
And if I can keep my focus on I'm trying to do my best for the kid to help them out, because there's definitely times when you're genuinely pissed off at your kid, and so now your actions and your reactions are in order to satiate your anger, which is no way to do anything. And so if I'm able to focus on like, okay, I'm pissed, but what's gonna actually be effective? Because sometimes I just emotionally, when I'm at my worst, I'll check out. Like I'll be like, all right, I guess you guys got it figured out. I'll kind of
and just and just leaving them like checking out.
They share a room that we have a divider up, and when my daughter comes out,
you should knock that down and let it breathe.
Let it breathe in there. That's a callback to our last episode.
Yes, please listen to all the episodes, folks, or you're not going to understand anything.
Please. But when my daughter gets out of the shower, she asks my son to leave the room so that she can change. Totally reasonable request.
Absolutely.
But every single time, my son is like, "Oh God, I don't want to like." Oh, fine.
Is that Will?
Yeah, Will. He'll
not
get
that
upset.
great a kid.
So I'll have to be like, hey, buddy, can you just? She's a teenage girl.
How old is Will?
He's 15.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, you get that would
Yeah.
make sense, right? He's like, well, yeah, but I mean, it's talking about a thing. And I'll be like, well, and I'll try to explain rationally.
Right.
And sometimes he'll just, no, but it's, and he'll always come back, and then I'll be like, all right, fine. How about this? Leave the room when she gets in there, or you're going to lose out on video game time.
Oh,
all right?
So you're always you're always like threatening them with the things they like.
Yes, take it away. No more air. That's what I say a lot. I'll go, oxygen, you're done. You're cut off. No, but I mean, that is the last resort, is to take away time from things that they enjoy. But I try to explain. Like, I'll be like, hey, you don't want to do this because of this, and I try to, one of the things I always said was, what's more important, people or things? What's more important, people or things?
Well, that's easy if you look at our society.
Yes.
Things.
Things. Well, that's what I tell them, though, is like, try to focus on that people are more important. So, they would fight over a toy when they were little. I'm like, this toy is nothing. Look. And I'd throw it. And like, look, it's nothing. Your sister's going to be here forever. So be nice to her. And she's a person. Like, what if you were her? I'm like, and then if they usually get it, but if they don't, then I'm like, all right, no video games tonight, I guess. Sorry.
That's video games, huh?
Oh,
That's a big. I never got into video games. I liked Pac-Man for a little while, but then I found cocaine.
Oh yeah, to make life a video game. Jump higher, move faster.
Actually, I never got into cocaine. I did cocaine a few times one summer, and it never agreed with me. Thank God, because I have such an addictive personality.
That's why I won't touch it. I've never done it.
Now it's ridiculous because everything's laced with fentanyl.
Yes, yeah. I just don't. I'm addictive too, and I am an addictive.
You're addictive. I can't.
You can't.
When
shake
I
me.
was gone for 6.5 weeks, I just kept looking at the pictures of you on my phone.
Shaking in
where
your
is
bed.
he? What's he doing?
Yeah, but I'm scared that I'll like it because it's supposed to alleviate your self-consciousness. And, and I'm like,
it does a little bit.
But what happened to you when you did it?
Fuck, I would one story was pretty funny. I was waiting tables, and the guy I would get the cocaine from was another waiter, Fernando.
Oh,
and Fernando was older than us, most of us who were waiting tables, and I would do cocaine during the shift because I hated working in a restaurant.
Yeah.
But it would make my hands shake. So I remember I had a big party sit down that I had to take care of, and I remember coming up to the table with like a tray of 20 waters, and they went flying everywhere.
Oh shit.
It was like they had gotten waterboarded. These people, a few people who were in the direct line of like 25 or 30 waters.
Yeah.
It was a very big tray. I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
And you were all coked out.
I was a little coked, and I was sent home. My manager was like, "Are you on cocaine?" And I said, "Yes, Jim." His name was Jim. And
my
he
dad.
said, "God damn it, how many times have I told you to do opioids on the job? Not something that's going to overstimulate you. Go home."
When I worked at the Apple store, I remember like seeing some guy, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to go take a break. You want to smoke a J or something?" And I was like, "Oh, no. I would
Now
never."
you couldn't wait.
Well,
But you would never,
But it took
You worked at the Apple store?
Yeah, I worked for Apple for a while, yeah.
I didn't know that. Were you ever part of the Genius Bar?
I was an expert. So I was a genius of the sales floor. So if you wanted to put together like a studio, I would recommend that to you. I'd make the recommendations or whatever.
They're laughing at you.
Yeah, I know. Somebody I saw this motion. I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah. So, I didn't know you worked for Apple.
But the guy would smoke, and then I would be like, "Man, I can't smoke and do this job." And he's like, "Everybody does." And then I
everybody was
came
high.
to find out everyone was high all the time, and I was like the only one. So then I was like, "I'll smoke," and I couldn't.
Fucking
do it.
everybody is high across the board. Do you know that heart surgeons are constantly stoned?
Oh yeah.
People who have to unclog your arteries and put in stents. Those doctors are smoking constantly. They usually do it in their cars in the underground parking structures.
Yeah, best place to do it.
Dr. Johnson. And he's like, oh, fuck. I got to get back up. Dr. Johnson, the president's been shot. Oh, fuck, I shouldn't have smoked today. He's got to do a thing on the president. Well, let's get into the show. You know, we might do a couple of new type of thing, and we were talking about one where a kid is praying for celebrities. You want to do that one?
Mm-hmm. And now, praying for celebrities. All right, Ed, it's been a long day. Go get some shut-eye. Don't forget to say your prayers.
Okay. Thank you, Daddy. I love you so much. You need to lose weight, though.
All right.
Also, why do you have so many guns?
Well, it's my right as an American, son, to own as many guns as I want, and I want a lot.
But stop pointing them at Mom.
Your mother gets a little out of line sometimes, and it's the only thing that'll settle her down.
I love you so much, Daddy.
I love you too, pal.
I love you so much. I wish you didn't have so many scars on your body.
Yeah, you're not the only one. Once I get that promotion at work, I've got some surgeries in mind, but until then, I'm just old scarred up Dad.
I know. Okay, Dad, I'm gonna pray now.
All right, son. Now that's private between you and the Lord, so I'm gonna leave the room. Night-night, baby boy.
Oh, thank you. I love when you kiss me. Okay, stop it now.
All right.
Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome. Night, buddy.
Okay, Daddy, can I borrow $20 tomorrow?
That's a good one, son.
No, I need it.
Okay. You have to get a job like
no,
everyone else.
Daddy.
Well, sir.
All right, let me do my prayers. Get out.
All right. Night-night.
Hello, Lord. Oh, thank you for another day. It's good to live here, even though it's a trailer park and there's a lot of violence and we don't have enough food. I just want to pray for all the celebrities I know. Lord, please make sure Beyonce collects all her royalties. Please make sure Beyonce doesn't get ripped off by the record company, guys. Make sure Beyonce has enough money for 6 to 20 houses and all of those cars she has. She gives so much joy to all the people who can afford DVD players and radios. And Beyonce, please make sure, and Lord, please make sure that George Clooney has enough money from that selling the tequila company that he started. I think he got $1 billion, and you know how sometimes you could just plow through money. So please make sure George Clooney has more money, because the actors are on strike now, and actors like George Clooney and Leonardo DiCaprio, they only have so much saved in the banks. I'm particularly worried about Tom Hanks, who, yes, he's made a lot of movies, but will he still be receiving residuals during the strike? I certainly hope so. And God, please look down on Elon Musk. A lot of people get on him for ruining Twitter and calling it X and having it become a right-wing troll thing. But Elon is trying his best, and he makes rocket ships for the CIA, and he gives information to NSA, and he is just trying to colonize Mars, which may be the savior of the human race, even though I don't think it's going to happen as far as I know about biospheres. But please, God, make sure Elon has more. I think he's worth 44 billion, and that can go pretty quickly if you're not careful. And God, I know that we are in poverty here, and we don't have enough to eat. Like today, we ate just a can of garbage. It was actual garbage that Mama sauteed, but I feel like it's the people who have so much overhead that we have to watch out for, like a Bill Gates. I mean, he owns so much property in Seattle where the homeless population is burgeoning. But God, it's hard to take care of all the property that he has. So please, and he's taking a lot of criticism from people for being a monopoly, and all the lunatics think he's implanting chips with vaccines. And I don't think he's doing that. I think those people are suffering from poverty. And their rage is not good. And I want everybody who has a lot of money to know that I am thinking of them, including Alan Greenspan and Beethoven's relatives who are still living on Beethoven's money. Thank you, Lord. Hello? Come in.
Son, are you still praying in there?
Yes, I am, Father.
I'm hearing you're praying for Alan Greenspan. It's always good, son. It's good to hear you praying. It's time for bed, though, okay?
Oh, okay. It's just that he ruined the economy.
I know.
You know, by deregulating everything, and I think he's taking a lot of heat.
Yeah, well, you know, it's deserved heat there, son. You know,
Is he still alive?
You know, I'm not really well read.
Do you know that Brad Pitt's having money problems?
No, I didn't hear that. Now, did you pray for Brad?
I did.
Well, that's good.
I didn't. I prayed for Leo.
Well, let's pray for Brad and real quick, and then
Right,
it's
let me
time for
pray
bed,
for-
okay?
Please
All right.
make Brad Pitt be financially secure.
All right. I think God's got the idea, pal. All right. Night, buddy.
Night, Daddy.
And thanks for joining us on another Praying for Celebrities with Eddie Pepitone.
It's kind of a heartwarming thing to hear a child, care about those who are probably not in a lot of people's prayers.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to get home and look up like sounds of like little xylophone sounds, like ding dong ding dong, like just little sweet little music to put in the background.
It'll be nice. I forgot Oprah.
Son, did you pray for Oprah?
I didn't.
Well, let's go ahead now.
Okay. Lord, please look down on Oprah because she owns most of Santa Barbara, and that's gotta be trouble because there's a lot of wildfires sometimes, and also that oxygen network never really took off. I think she took a bath with Oxygen Network, so please help Oprah consolidate her money and help Oprah invest in stocks that aren't going to plummet. Thank you, Lord.
Oprah gets an annuity. Or Oprah gets an annuity.
Thank you, Lord.
Oh, that's good. It felt holy. I felt the presence of the Lord looking down on you.
God, our relationship to God is between us and the Lord, and that was just a little, pulling back the curtain to see a young man who cares about people who are doing excellent.
Did you ever have a religious stint in your life?
No.
Lucky man.
I mean, I never was brought up with it, if that's
Yeah.
what you mean. And now I am someone who is a seeker, and I do. I love Buddhism.
Yeah.
And then I love paintball.
Oh.
I don't think you can get closer to the Lord than paintball in New Jersey, if you've ever done that.
Dude, you would have gotten so sucked into the youth group that I was in.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, because we would do paintball.
How was that? I'm, of course, kidding. I've never done paintball. But
I mean, church youth group has some of the best events. We had a lock-in one time where they locked us into a John's Incredible Pizza type place. For overnight, and it was just like you drop your kids off at 8 o'clock at night, you pick them up at 8 in the morning, and all night they're just eating pizza and playing pinball.
That sounds dangerous. There must have been adults with them.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Oh okay. I pictured you just locking these kids
barricade the door.
No, yeah, that's what I kind of saw it like. All right, let the kids be in the pizzeria and they're turning on ovens.
Yeah. No, I mean it was like open.
Lord of the Flies type thing.
No, but it was fun. We'd do all kinds of stuff, camping trips, and going to Yosemite and going on hikes. And
I have never been to Yosemite, and
we should go.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
I know, but there were wildfires. I don't know. When's the best time to go? Is it open in the winter months?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's open all the time. Yeah, I don't know if they. I don't know if they close the national parks. I know they do sometimes, but yeah, it's gorgeous. I lived like an hour away from it in Fresno for forever, and I only
Fresno is only an hour from Yosemite?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, because when I did, I used to do.
I thought Yosemite was further from where we are here in Southern California.
No, it's pretty close. When I did a long exposure photography when I was into photography for a minute, and we drive up there and take about maybe a little over an hour, and then just go and open up the aperture of the camera and leave it open for an hour, and then you can see the stars streaking in the
like
the
time
shot.
lapse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we just basically leave it open, and it would capture everything for an hour, and then when you'd get done, you could see it. But it was a good excuse to just be out there, and just hang out, and it was gorgeous. I love those times.
All right, then we have to go to Yosemite because. I've been meaning to go to. I mean, that kind of nature must be overwhelming.
It's awesome, and the wildlife is everywhere. Like because it's a preserve, so it's like it's everything. But you could see bears and all kinds of animals. I can't think of. I want to say caribou, but I don't think I ever saw a caribou.
I don't know if they're in California.
I don't think they are.
They're in Colorado. I know that.
Yeah. And the birds out there are pretty awesome.
Love birds.
I'm a big bird guy.
One of my comedian friends, Adam Caton Holland, is what you call a birder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just goes out on these bird tours in the Rockies.
With binoculars and stuff?
I think so, yeah.
I would take a spyglass, just like one of those long ones, just to be out of the ordinary.
I would just use opera glasses. Oh, my God, is that a spotted owl?
Ooh, a robin redbreast.
Oh, it's a spotted dick.
Sorry, I'll put it away.
Let's give a visit to perhaps Al and Margaret.
Oh. And now, checking in with Al and Margaret, the couple living inside Eddie Pepitone's head.
Al, I cannot find the Rumba. Hey, look on the floor, Margaret. That fucking thing is always just speeding along the floor, and it's picking up all the crap that I'm looking for. You know that the Rumba, it had my keys in it when I took it apart the other day. Al, the Rumba will just pick up anything on the floor, Al. You don't understand the Rumba, and stop treating it like it's just a little machine. That's what it is, Margaret. Al, all right, let's not. I think we're talking about the Rumba because we're avoiding an issue. Oh, God, this doesn't sound good. Yes, Al, I want to talk about the large green rash behind your ear. I knew you were going to bring that up. It looks like Salsa Verde rash. Look, Margaret, I'm not going to lie to you. I have been seeing someone who isn't healthy. What? I've been seeing someone who has a bacterial infection. Okay, let me sit down. Go ahead. Let me put a pillow behind you. There you go. You like a drink? No, Al. I want this straight. I want to be sober while you're telling me you're having an affair with someone with the bacterial infection. Yeah. Her name is Stu. Excuse me? Stuart Schmidt. Is it a man? Yes. You're having an affair with a man who has a bacterial infection. I didn't want to tell you this. Okay, Al. Margaret, where did you get a gun? I've had it here in my dress for years. Really? Is that what that bulge was? Yes. I thought you perhaps had a penis. Al, you're not funny. And you're seeing a man with the bacterial infection. Am I at risk to get the infection? Well, you're not real. What? You're not real, Margaret. We're both in the imagination of the comedian Eddie Pepitone. Okay, Al, that's a great way to get out of that. That's a great way, buddy, to frickin' pull the parachute and get out of personal responsibility by blaming... I think I am sick, Al. I'm coughing. You're not real, Margaret. We're all not real. We're just... Eddie's kind of struggling with Allen, Margaret, today, and that's why, a green rash, bacterial infection, a guy named Stu. Does it make any sense to you? Could it be real? Come on, Margaret, you know me. If I were real, I'd be having a healthy affair with a younger woman than you, who was maybe a ballroom dancer or some kind of influencer. What? You better not look at anybody who's an influencer. Look, Margaret, just because a lot of influencers got caught in the mud... It wasn't mud, Al. What was it? It was alkaline sand. It's a lot different than mud. Margaret, when did you become a goddamn geologist? Let me tell you something, Al. I read the papers. I read Reuters. Hey, don't curse at me. Reuters is not a curse word. It is a service provided that they do all kinds of news reporting. Reuters, Al, Reuters. I know how to spell Reuters, Margaret. I'm not a goddamn idiot. Reuters, but my spelling was Roiders. That's Roid. People who were addicted to steroids. Oh, right. Look, Margaret, we're not real. God damn it, Al. I wish you would have more sympathy for the fact that we're figments. Look, Margaret, I love you very much, you know that. But I also want you to know we live in a dimension of consciousness that is absolutely not of the real world. But we live in New Hampshire, Al. No, we don't. We are just going... Eddie Pepitone is just going back and forth, voicing our voices. But how come we're attracted to each other? Because we're fucking nuts. We're nuts or Eddie's nuts? Both. We have transformed into two characters that love each other, and that's not healthy. I know it isn't, especially when you're fooling around with an influencer. It's not an influencer, it's a man. It's a man named Stu who's got a bacterial infection. He fixes airplane engines. What? Yes, I didn't want to say it. But he fixes old Cessnas and Hawks. Hawks? You mean the bird? No, they're called Hawkers. They're a little private plane that people like, I don't know, Beyonce. I hope she's doing good, by the way. I pray for her every night. Al, stop! Just stop it. Beyonce doesn't need prayers. She's doing very well. Look, Margaret, we all have battles we fight. Whether it's Beyonce, Bill Gates, or some little punk in a trailer park. All right, Al, look. You can do all the callbacks you want. I still love you. I don't care what's going on with you. All right, look, baby. I think the only way we're going to get out of here alive is if Eddie goes into a coma. Then we will always exist. How do we put him in a coma? By creating stress in his body. He's always stressed out. I know he is. But if we can create more stress in his body, Al, just hug me and stop with all your goddamn film noir bullshit. You sound like, I don't know, you sound like one of those old film noir guys who I can't think of their names right now. You can't think of their names, Margaret, because Eddie can't think of their names. It's not you, it's Eddie. Eddie's watched a lot of film noir. William Powell, I think, is one. No. He was in The Thin Man. That was not film noir. All right. I'm trying to think here. The Third Man was film noir. Yes, but not... Anyway. Look. I love you very much. Come here. Hold me, Al. I'm holding you. Oh. You don't know because you're a figment.
Aren't they great? Hey, thanks for joining us on another Checking In with Al and Margaret, the couple living inside Eddie Pepitone's head.
That was nice. That was a nice little visit to Al and Margaret. They seem to be doing fine.
They seem to be doing good. They're conspiring.
They're just a nice couple that lives in New Hampshire.
Just a sweet old couple. He's having an affair with a guy with chili verde ears. It got so visceral to me when you mentioned the chili verde ears.
Salsa verde.
Salsa verde. Thank you. Yes.
Yes. Chile verde is another, I guess, green.
Yes.
Thing.
It's a great burrito.
Oh, it's a burrito.
Oh yeah. Or I mean, you can do chili verde.
I love Mexican food.
Me too. I'm a huge fan. We eat it probably 3 or 4 nights a week.
Yeah. Well, you know, you're in Southern California. You're going to eat a lot of Mexican food.
Oh yeah. I grew up with a lot of Mexicans.
Oh, you did. What's your favorite Mexican dish?
Al Pastor. I love Al Pastor burritos. I do love chili verde, which is chili Colorado is pretty good too. But
I grew up with, I didn't really grow up with the guy, but I met this dude and we worked together for a while. We became good friends. He was Cuban.
Ooh.
And let me tell you, he would make rice and beans, just rice and beans.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
Fucking delicious.
Yeah.
I don't know what the spice. I mean, I think
it's when they use lard. If they use lard to make
that isn't good though. Lard is it?
It's delicious.
It's
not good for you.
It's not good. What is lard? And if you're vegan, you can't have lard.
I mean, it's animal fat reduction type thing.
Maybe he used lard.
That's why it's so good. That's why
is lard an abbreviation for is it loose animal reproductive digestives?
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
It just seems like an abbreviation.
I had a roommate in college who would make stuff like that, and it was amazing. He was in a mariachi band. He would sing in the shower.
Is that right?
Yeah. And
there's nothing like mariachi in the shower, by the way.
He had a great voice. He would ask me to shave his back every once in a while.
Is that true?
It's 100%
All right,
true.
Now we're getting into territory that I don't think should be talked about live.
I'm sorry.
Podcast.
I have to.
I just see this guy playing mariachi in the shower, right? He gets out fully naked and he goes, "Kevin, I need you to shave my back."
He was from
and
Transylvania.
You're like, got the razor ready, my friend.
Yeah.
And then I see you just going ba-ba-ba-da-ba, soaping up the back.
Oh yeah, no, he had a razor on a yardstick in the shower.
He did that.
Yeah, and he would go,
Jesus,
man, I keep cutting my back. Could you come in here? I'm like,
was he Southern?
Well,
I keep cutting my back.
I keep cutting my
What was his
back.
name?
Rick.
Oh, Rick.
Yeah. Great guy. He'd be in the shower. Hello, just going
what
nuts.
College was that? The Mariachi University of Fresno?
Yes, yeah, Mariachi University of Fresno. Yeah, he was in his whole it was his family's mariachi band, and he's a great guy. He's a Knights of Columbus insurance salesman now.
So things didn't work out.
No, things didn't work out. The mariachi band didn't go mainstream.
Fuck. Mariachi. Mariachi's a real. I love mariachi. I love tango.
Yeah.
You know, they're just
flamenco.
Flamenco.
Oh. You ever seen a guy clap real fast doing
Oh,
flamenco? They do
God.
and then they're stomping with their feet, looking serious.
Yes,
it's great. A lady with a fan. A lot of times.
A lady with a fan.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, that's all. That stuff is so good. I briefly took tango.
Really?
Yes, I took tango lessons, but then I tore a lower abdominal.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I tore a lower abdominal, and the tango instructor said, "Stop! There is blood on the floor."
You're like, let me continue. Please, let me continue with the tango
Not in my studio. You are polluting this studio with lower abductor blood.
You know that guy who was my roommate, Rick. He actually bullied me in high school, and
this is getting intense. Like he bullied you. Well, he's in the shower now.
Now I'm shaving his back.
In life, then you're shaving his. Yeah, tell me how that progressed.
Because he had been a dick to a couple of people. He told me this later on, and I didn't remember it, but he said that he had pushed me over once, and he said it didn't break my spirit at all. And then he just
broke your jaw.
It just but he pushed me over like this by this trash can, and then threw the trash can like over me, and he said I made a joke about it, and kept smiling and laughing. And he goes, how
old were you at the time?
I was probably 13, 14, as a freshman.
I'm surprised you didn't remember. Maybe you were traumatized.
I probably shoved it down. Yeah.
You shoved it down.
But I got shoved down, and then I shoved it down. But he told me, he was like, your reaction was, it made me want to stop doing it, because you were just like a nice guy, and I was a dick to you, and you didn't retaliate at all, and like, and he's like, and he apologized. He's like, I'm so sorry about that, and I'm like, wow. Dude, thanks, man.
I am so sorry about that.
But I
will you shave my back?
as a consolation, I'll shave your back. Did you ever get bullied growing up?
Oh yeah. I think I was thinking about that actually, because bullying now has become a thing where people are conscious of it and trying to. But yeah, man, I got bullied, not too badly.
Yeah.
It sounds like you kind of did the same thing as a defense, which was I would be funny.
Yeah.
To like befriend these fucking lunatics.
Yes.
Because when you're a kid, it really is Lord of the Flies when you're in school with these fucking kids, and they're much bigger than you, and they come from fucked up households.
Yep.
Which is why they're bullies, because they're fucking idiots, because they've been raised wrong. I was raised properly. I would come in with, little knickers on and a propeller hat, and I would say, like, what's the problem? The guy who was the big bully's name was Wayne, and I'd be like, Wayne, why don't you have one of my little finger sandwiches? And he would just wail on me. And I would say, watch the propeller hat, Wayne. That propeller breaks easily.
I remember some guy telling me he was going to kick my ass. And a lot of these stories,
so scary when you're little,
dude. It was terrifying. He said, I heard you were talking shit, and I'm going to kick your ass. And my buddies tell me this stuff because in the moment I don't remember it, like a lot of the stuff.
That's fear.
Yes. And my buddy said, I looked at him and I said, oh, that's too bad, because I was really hoping we would become great friends. And he said,
that's brilliant.
It snapped him out of it. And left me alone.
Oh my God, you were kind of like a little psychological genius.
Yeah, it's survival. Yeah, and there was another guy told me he was going to kick my ass, and I bent over, and I said, "Whatever we got to do, if this is what'd
he do?"
He left. I've never been punched, and I've never punched anybody. I shouldn't say that because there's a thing about people. You tell them you never been punched, they just want to punch you.
Well, I think you're old enough now that people realize you would charge them with assault.
Yeah, probably. No, I'd turn the other cheek.
Yeah, I never have been punched either.
Dude, they never punched you.
But I did throw one punch in my life.
What
I think
was
it was
that?
one, yeah. I was fighting with the neighbor, and I remember I threw a left jab, and I hit him. And, it didn't do any. He eventually got me on the ground, and he had me pinned down for hours.
Really?
Like he wouldn't get off of me. But
How
he never
old were you?
punched me. He just was like,
Was he doing the thing with his spit where he lets it stand and he sucks it back up?
No. It was just a weird thing.
How long ago was that?
That was, let's see, this is Monday. Last week at Whole Foods.
Oh, yeah. It was that guy with the beautiful eyes.
Yeah, he was terrific, but he got angry.
God, you're so fucking... Oh, God. It transforms from you admiring him to you being like, you think you got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Well...
Yeah. Well, we're past that stage now. I mean, I'm still traumatized. I don't know about you, but I have PTSD.
Yeah.
From everything, really.
It's been my PTSD has been just from the last few years. It's just living
Comedy?
in LA. Yeah, trying to do
Living
comedy
in
in
LA.
Los Angeles has definitely traumatized me a little bit. I've got medication. I've got Eddie Pepitone.
You have some tools in your toolbox.
Oh yeah, I'm loading it up.
All right, let's try. What do you pick it? You tell me what you want.
Well,
to do.
I thought so. We're at 48 minutes now. I thought what we could do to end it off, to round it out, would be doing a speech or you announcing your run for some sort of office.
Okay.
Like which?
Well, just intro it like that. Like Eddie Pepitone is now running for some sort of office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, welcome to the news, folks. So, we got comedian Eddie Pepitone here. He wants to make an announcement that he is running for some sort of office here. Go ahead, Eddie, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everybody who has filled up this bathroom to come see me announce my candidacy for an amorphous office. I want to announce here and now, and thank you for the people who have showed up. I know this is a small Dunkin' Donuts, and this bathroom is a little tight, but it is the perfect place for me to announce my candidacy. I will be running for office, and my opponent, John Stevens, is a scoundrel. He was caught recently filleting 3 men on a nuclear submarine off the coast of Virginia. And if you want that kind of person running your office, then so be it. But I promise you that if I am elected, I will not fillet people randomly. What I will do is vet the people I'm going to fillet. There will be an extensive investigation into their past. One thing John Stevens doesn't care about is the men that he fillets. He doesn't care what they have done in their past. I will make sure that every man that I fillet has a good to excellent credit rating. The credit rating of the men that John Stevens filleted, basically, if you looked at their credit rating, there would just be a picture of a duck beaten with a lead pipe. It's a very bad credit rating, is what I am saying. So please do not vote for this man. So the people I fillet would, 1, have a good credit rating. 2, they would have to be in higher education in some way, and not in higher education in a horrible way, like bursting into a college and just filleting people. No, that's John Stevens. Me, I want people who are studying higher education, preferably laser technology or something that is beneficial to the human race, like seeds. Hello?
Hey, can I use the bathroom?
Not just yet. I'm announcing my candidacy.
All right, well, hurry up.
All right, we're going to have to make this brief. There is someone here at Dunkin' Donuts who has to... That coffee goes right through you, as you know. The coffee is very watered down here at Dunkin', and also those donuts will... With the coffee and donuts, it's going to make you poop. So we have to get out of here. Now... My last point I want to make is I do not know what office I am running for, but neither does Stevens. Those are your choices. We will find out in due time. Get the fuck away from the door!
Come on, I gotta take a shit.
I don't give a fuck.
Fucking Dunkin' Donuts goes right through me.
All right, we're gonna have to. Let me just say this. Once we find out what office me and Stevens are running for, we will let you know.
Are you even using the toilet in there? I just get
I'm announcing my candidacy.
Come on!
Yeah, fuck, there's gotta be a gas station near here.
I already ruined that gas station.
All right, we've got a problem here, folks. Anyway, please vote for me.
And that was Eddie Pepitone running for some sort of office. All right.
Well, that was a weird one to end on.
Very weird. It's good time. But I threw it at you. You know, it's my fault a little bit, you know, but it's good times.
It was fine. It was fine. You know, I mean, this podcast is basically a circus of the mind. And I'm talking about the early circuses when there was no regulation.
Yeah.
You know,
just babies in jars and
everything,
stuff.
Yeah. Everything. Babies in jars, the bearded woman, you know, with the strap on, fucking the fat.
You know, I've got a theory about the bearded woman.
Tell me.
I think it was a man.
I'm thinking the same exact
I think
thing.
that's what it was.
You know, I'm thinking the same exact thing. And I remember there was an investigation being conducted, and then it ended. The funding was pulled.
Yeah. We'll never get to the bottom of it.
Another unsolved mystery.
Another unsolved mystery, and another end to another fantastic podcast, folks.
Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Thanks so much for listening. Please subscribe to the YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube or on Patreon, go subscribe to the podcast. If you want some more, go to patreon.com/Eddie Pepitone, where you can get exclusive stand-up clips and the video of this podcast the day it comes out. And Eddie will send you nudes. I've also heard that is a tier we're going to be offering.
Yes. Nude
confirmed.
Photos. It's just my chin.
Wait.
And I will shave it.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Thanks for listening to Apocalypse Soon.
Thanks for listening to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside.